Today is December 17th, and if you're expecting your Social Security payment, or you're on SSI and you're seeing two payments this month, this is the video that prevents confusion, missed budgeting, and unnecessary panic. Subscribe now and turn on notifications because we cover payment schedules, benefit changes, and realistic money decisions in plain English, without clickbait. Here's what's happening. Social Security payments in December follow a strict calendar based on your birthday. If your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, December 17th is your scheduled pay date. If your birthday is later in the month, your payment comes on December 24th. And if you fall into special categories, like receiving benefits that started before May 1997, living outside the U.S., having your Medicare premiums paid by the state, or receiving both Social Security and SSI, your payment schedule can look different, including people who received payments on December 3rd. Now, the biggest confusion right now is SSI. Many SSI recipients get two payments in December, and that makes people think something extra was approved. But what's really happening is much simpler. The second SSI payment in December is an early payment for January, because January 1 is a federal holiday, and payments don't go out on holidays or weekends. That means you'll see a payment on December 31st, but you will not see an SSI payment in January. The next one would arrive February 1st. This is exactly why planning matters, because if you spend December like it's a bonus month, January can hit hard. We're also going to talk about the numbers people keep repeating online, like checks up to $5,180. That number can be real, but it only applies to a very specific group of people. Those who retire at age 70 in 2025 and who paid the maximum into the system throughout their working life. Most people will never see that amount. So today we'll separate the headline numbers from realistic expectations, including average benefit levels that millions actually receive. Finally, we'll cover two more things that are trending right now. A proposal in the Senate often described as an emergency relief plan that would add $200 per month for a limited time starting in January 2026. And state-level relief payments happening in places like Alaska, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. We'll be clear on what's confirmed, what's still only proposed, and what you should do if your payment is missing. Stay with me, because once you understand the calendar and the rules, you can stop guessing and start planning. I know there is so much noise out there about Social Security, stimulus checks, and all these different payment dates. So today we're just going to cut right through all of it and give you a clear, no-nonsense guide to your December payments. So here's what we're going to tackle. We'll hit the payment schedule, talk about how much you can actually expect, clear up that whole double payment thing for SSI, and then we'll separate fact from fiction on any new government relief. Sound good? Let's jump in. All right, first things first. Let's get the dates locked in. You know, you might see your neighbor get their payment while you're still waiting, and you start to wonder, well, there's a simple reason for that, and it's all part of the schedule. See, it's actually pretty straightforward. The whole system is tied directly to your birth date. So if you were born between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your payment is set for December 10th. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th, you're looking at December 17th. And for everyone else born between the 21st and the 31st, your money arrives on December 24th. Okay, but, and this is important, there are a few exceptions. You really need to see if you fall into one of these groups. For instance, if you're on SSI or if you started receiving Social Security way back before May of 1997, your schedule is totally different, and your payment should have already hit your account on either December 1st or December 3rd. All right, let's talk about the money. This is where so many of those flashy headlines can be really misleading. We're going to get real about what you can actually expect to see in your bank account. You have probably seen this number floating around the internet, and yeah, it's a huge, attention-grabbing figure. But let's be crystal clear, almost nobody gets this amount. This is the absolute maximum, not the average. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? That nearly $5,200 figure? That's for someone retiring at 70 next year, who earned the maximum possible salary and paid the highest Social Security tax for their entire career. The reality for most of us is over on the right. The average retirement benefit is just over $1,900 a month. For disability, it's around $1,500. A huge difference. Now, for those of you on Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, the numbers are different. Again, the maximum you can get from the federal government is $943 for an individual. But, and this is a good thing to check, some states actually add their own supplement to that. So your total could be a little higher. Okay, next up, let's tackle one of the biggest points of confusion this month, especially for anyone on SSI. You might have heard whispers about getting 2 checks in December. Let's break down exactly what that means because it's not what you think. So yeah, what's the deal? It's a really common question. And you know what? The answer is thankfully very simple. It has nothing to do with a bonus or a stimulus check. It's just a little quirk of the calendar. And here it is. The second payment you get, the one on December 31st, is not extra money. It's just your January payment showing up a day early because New Year's Day is a federal holiday and the banks are closed. That's it. And this is the most important takeaway of this whole section. Because you're getting your January payment early, there will be no SSI payment in the month of January. None. You have to make that December 31st check stretch all the way to February 1st. So please budget for that. Okay, let's look ahead to next year for a minute. It's really important to understand what's coming. Because while there's an increase on the way, there's also a pretty significant cost that's expected to go up too. So first, the good news. In 2025, you're going to see a 2.5% cost of living adjustment, the COLA. It's a modest little boost that's meant to help your benefits keep up with inflation. But, and this is a big but, that COLA increase is facing a major headwind. The projected increase for Medicare Part B premiums is a massive 10%. For a lot of folks, this much bigger hike in their premium could pretty much wipe out that entire co-increase, leaving them with hardly any extra cash in their pocket. That financial squeeze is exactly why there's so much chatter about new government relief. But this is where we need to be really careful and separate what's just a proposal from what's actually a law. You know, understanding this difference is absolutely key if you want to avoid misinformation. A proposal is just an idea. It's a starting point. It has a very long road to travel before it ever becomes a reality that actually puts money in your bank account. This chart breaks down the so-called Social Security Emergency Relief Act. And yeah, it proposes a $200 monthly increase, which sounds great. But look at that status. It is a proposal. It is not a law. There is absolutely no guarantee that this will ever pass. Now, on a state level, some real help is actually happening. If you live in one of these 4 states, you might be seeing some direct payments before the year is over. This is actual approved relief that's being sent out, completely different from that federal proposal we were just talking about. You know, Social Security is incredibly reliable. But in that rare event that your payment date comes and goes and there's no deposit, the most important thing is not to panic. There are exact steps you can take. Here's your game plan. If a payment goes missing first, just wait. Give it 3 business days in case it's just a bank delay. Then, hop online to your My Social Security account. If it says the payment was sent, but it's still not there, that's when you call the SSA. Following these steps in order is the quickest way to get it sorted out. And you know, if you still get paper checks, I strongly recommend switching to direct deposit. It's just so much safer and faster. So we've gone through the schedule, the real numbers, and a solid action plan. Let's just bring it all home with one final thought about planning and feeling empowered. I want you to really let that sink in. This isn't a handout. This is money you have earned, and you absolutely deserve to understand exactly how the system works. Having this knowledge is the biggest, most important step toward feeling secure and actually in control of your own finances. And we end with this question because, let's be honest, information is only powerful if you actually use it. So, what's one thing you can do this week? Maybe you'll finally set up that My Social Security account online. Maybe you'll just mark your payment dates on a calendar. Or if you're on SSI, maybe you'll sketch out a rough budget for January. Taking one small real step is how you turn all this knowledge into real confidence. If you take one thing from today's video, let it be this. December payments can look strange, but in most cases, the explanation is timing, not a mysterious new program. Social Security, SSDI, and survivor benefits follow the birthday-based schedule, and for many people, December 17th is simply the normal pay date. The same is true for December 24th. The problem is that when people see different dates online, they assume something changed. Usually, nothing changed. Your category and your schedule determine it. For SSI, it's even more important to plan ahead. Seeing 2 SSI payments in December can feel like a boost, but it's not extra money. It's a calendar shift. The payment on December 31st is essentially your January payment arriving early, because January 1st is a holiday. And that creates a gap. No SSI payment in January, then the next on February 1st. That gap can break a budget if you don't expect it. So the smart move is to treat the second December SSI payment as prepaid January and plan your spending like you're smoothing income across weeks, not celebrating a bonus. Now let's talk about benefit amounts, because misinformation spreads fast here. Headlines about up to $5,180 often create unrealistic expectations or fear. That number is a maximum for a very specific situation. Retiring at age 70 in 2025 after consistently paying the maximum into Social Security throughout your entire career. Many people will never hit it. Others may qualify for high benefits, but not that high. So the healthiest approach is to focus on what applies to your record and your claiming age. Full retirement age matters. Claiming early can permanently reduce your monthly benefit. Delaying can increase it. And the right choice depends on your health, your savings, your work situation, and your household needs, not on a viral headline. We also discussed cost of living adjustments and the reality that Medicare costs can eat into them. People hear COLA and assume it's a raise in real buying power. Sometimes it helps, but if premiums rise sharply, like the projected Medicare Part B increase in 2026, your net change can feel smaller than expected. That's why it's so important to think in terms of net income, not just gross benefit amounts. On the legislative side, we talked about the proposal often described as the Social Security Emergency Relief Act, an additional $200 per month for a limited period beginning in January 2026 and running through July 2026, covering Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and veterans. The key word is proposal. Until something is passed in both chambers and signed into law, you should not build your budget around it. Hope is fine. Planning requires confirmed information. We also mentioned state-level relief payments, such as Alaska's Permanent Fund Dividend, New York's one-time inflation rebate, and ongoing programs in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, tied to property tax or rent relief. These can be meaningful, but they depend on eligibility rules, application timing, and state administration. So if you think you qualify, the best move is to check your state program status and keep your paperwork organized. But again, don't count money you haven't confirmed. Finally, if your payment does not arrive, do not panic on day one. Banks and processing delays happen, The practical steps are simple. Wait 3 business days, check your My Social Security account to see if the SSA shows the payment as issued, and then contact SSA if needed. And if you're still receiving paper checks, consider switching to direct deposit. It reduces risk, reduces delays, and adds a layer of reliability. If you found this helpful, I want you to do 2 things. First, comment with your payment date and benefit type: Social Security, SSDI, Survivor, or SSI, so we can spot patterns and help others. Second, share this video with one person who's confused right now, because the calendar shift and the SSI gap can be stressful if you don't understand it. We'll keep these updates clear, calm, and grounded in what's actually confirmed. See you in the next video.
Hello there. Are you currently navigating the complexities of retirement, or perhaps rapidly approaching that significant life milestone? The Retiree's Handbook is your dedicated YouTube guide for all retirement and pension news right here in the United States. It's crucial to stay informed about your financial future. We cover understanding pension benefits and maximizing your Social Security, ensuring you have the knowledge you need. Our channel provides actionable financial tips for retirees, helping you confidently make the most of your golden years. Don't miss vital information that impacts your peace of mind. Join our growing community today. Thank you for watching. Your financial security and retirement is incredibly important, and we're here to help you every step. Please subscribe to the Retiree's Handbook channel to never miss our latest updates and valuable insights. Join our community for continuous support, future pension news, and helpful resources to empower your retirement journey.